$9.99, $19.99, $4.99. Why do almost no prices land cleanly on round numbers? It isn't about saving you a penny. It's about how your brain reads numbers. Your brain scans numbers left to right. The first digit anchors the size before you process the cents. So $9.99 feels closer to 9 than to 10. That tiny drop flips the left digit and the price feels smaller. Compare $10 to $9.99. On paper, the gap is 1 cent. In your head, the left digit drops, so the gap feels like a step down, not a nudge. That's why sellers like 9 endings. They work as a quick low-price signal during a fast scan. Field tests have found 9 ending prices can lift demand, though the effect depends on context and product. But it isn't magic. Category, brand image, and culture can blunt or even reverse 9's pull. Large online replications sometimes see weaker results, which tells us the bias has boundaries, not guarantees. Under the hood, your quick read anchors on the first digit, then lightly rounds the rest. That shortcut saves time and makes just below prices feel smaller than round thresholds. Shelf browsing is fast and messy, so sellers stack prices just below thresholds to ride your first digit snap read. Once a few players use 9, rivals follow, because being the lone round price can look oddly high. Advertising leans on 9 endings as a bargain cue, a quick hint that a deal is happening. Shoppers often read 9 as a low price signal, even without a sale banner, especially when the item feels new. Culture shapes the digit too. Some markets favor 9, while others lean on different endings. In Japan, 8s often carry the just below vibe, so pricing localizes the same psychology. You'll hear a tidy origin story. 0.99 forced clerks to open the register and make change. It's catchy, but historians point to earlier ads using 0.99 as a bargain cue, not just theft prevention. Cash registers arrive in the late 1800s, but newspapers from that era already show just below prices. That suggests advertising psychology and bargain signaling helped spread 0.99, with theft worries possibly adding momentum later. Either way, the pattern stuck, because it works on quick perception and speaks the language of deals. Now watch how some brands flip the script. They use round numbers to signal quality instead of discount. Round numbers send a different message: simple, confident, not chasing pennies, more like a finished decision. To a quick reader, a whole price can feel deliberate and premium, not discounted. Brands lean on whole prices when they want the price to feel steady and confident. It mutes the deal signal, so your brain stops searching for cents and focuses on meaning. Another move skips both extremes. Precise numbers that look calculated, rather than rounded. Those can imply care and expertise, like someone measured costs closely, instead of eyeballing a tag. So when do rounds win? Gifts, durable keepers, or experiences where vibe beats tiny savings? When you're bargain hunting, just below endings speak louder. Context chooses the better signal. Edge cases pop up. Some stores standardize endings, or use round numbers to promise everyday steady pricing. Others stack 9 with sale banners, compounding the discount vibe. Signals can add or cancel each other. Quick checklist: what's the left digit doing, and what is the ending trying to say about identity? With that lens, watch categories differ next. Staples favor 9s, prestige more rounds or precise numbers. In staples aisles, endings often bunch at 9, especially for value lines scanning as deals. Premium versions in the same category more often avoid 9, to keep a steadier, higher quality read. 9 tugs harder on unfamiliar items than on favorites you already trust. With known products, other signals compete. When something's new, the 9Q speaks louder. Online, the left digit shortcut still bites, because lists and filters create sharp price thresholds. Just below endings can jump ahead in sorted views, especially near a cutoff line. In trust-heavy categories, a discount queue can feel risky instead of reassuring. There, 9 endings may backfire. Whole or precise prices feel steadier and more credible. Policy shapes habits too. Some places have limited non-zero endings, nudging catalogs toward rounds. When rules shift, Retailers adapt, proving endings are conventions layered on psychology. Across aisles, value staples often choose 9. Prestige lines pick whole or precise. Novelty amplifies 9's pull. Next, watch discounts and timing. Remix those endings and change what cheap feels like. Sale math changes your anchor. The was, price frames the now, before cents even register. With a bold markdown, the ending matters less than the reference you started from. Thresholds push behavior too. Bundle deals and shipping cutoffs nudge totals above certain round points. Sellers peg just below prices near those lines, so carts tip over the boundary. Online, algorithms quietly A/B test endings, then keep the ones that move more units. Sometimes 9 wins, sometimes a clean round or precise tag outperforms, depending on audience and category. Clearance changes the read again. Shoppers look for finality, not tiny psychological nudges. Whole numbers or distinctive precise tags can signal last call better than perpetual just below endings. Lineups matter. Add an expensive decoy, and the middle option suddenly feels like the smart buy. Price endings piggyback on those comparisons, shaping which choice reads as value without changing features. Pull the camera back. Discounts, thresholds, and decoys all steer perception more than pennies do. Next up, step into the premium aisle and see how whole prices speak identity. In the premium aisle, price is part of the outfit. Whole numbers read like brand voice. They say, "This is finished, confident, and not chasing scraps." That vibe rubs off on quality. Your brain treats smoothness as signal. A clean whole price matches a clean, minimal presentation. Mismatch it, and friction appears. Fancy packaging with a bargain ending feels oddly off. But premium isn't only round. Precise numbers can whisper crafted, measured, and considered, not discounted. It's a different story. Not cheap, just intentionally calculated. Like someone did their homework. What matters is alignment. If the ending fights the brand's story, trust takes a tiny hit. When ending and identity rhyme, your brain relaxes and lets the quality read through. Services play this too. Round monthly prices feel predictable. Precise annual ones feel engineered, even professional. Different promises, same trick. Either signal steadiness or deliberate math, depending on the relationship you're buying. So in premium land, ask, deal, poise, or expertise. The price ending tells which story it wants. Reputation and assurances can reinforce or override that signal. Those cues often compound confidence in premium settings. Assurances change how a price feels. Strong warranties or easy returns make bold endings feel safer. Pair a whole price with a solid promise, and the calm reads as confidence, not indifference. So why does the register tale survive? Simple stories travel farther than messy timelines. Shop lore repeats what's memorable, while ads and psychology quietly shape the habit underneath. Context speaks before digits. Reputation and presentation cue what the number will mean. When those cues promise reliability, a round or precise price fits. When they whisper bargain, 9 feels natural. Quick trust audit. Does the ending match identity, and do assurances back it up if things go wrong? Decide your goal, deal, steadiness, or expertise. Then read the ending as shorthand for that promise. Premium pick with a generous guarantee chooses a whole price to feel calm and finished. Swap in a 9 ending and the promise sounds thinner, like a deal instead of confidence. Technical, crafted offers often favor a precise number to imply calculation and care. Credentials and reviews can reinforce that read, while a whole price shifts the story toward poise instead. Here's the catch. That last cent rarely changes your life, but it changes where your mind puts the price. Reading 9 first writes a cheaper sounding story, which is why the number feels safer to accept. You didn't keep the penny, you kept a feeling, and the brand kept the benefit of that feeling. No coin moved, but your judgment tilted toward good deal, which is valuable to the seller. So the extra cent doesn't save you. It saves the seller in your head by sounding like a lower number. Once you notice that, you can read the signal on purpose instead of automatically. Use a quick guardrail, Clock the left digit, name the ending signal, then scan the context and assurances. If those line up with your goal, proceed. If they clash, your brain just flagged a mismatch. Prices talk. 9 says deal. Round says poise. Precision says deliberate and measured. Translate the story, check it against your goal, and the penny illusion stops steering you. That scent lives in perception, not your wallet. Notice the story, then decide on purpose. Education, not financial advice. Share the weirdest price tag you've spotted.